welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca and today I am in my new setup, which I haven't finished setting up yet, but I'm gonna be trying a few different things and we'll see what the end result is going to be. I am actually way outside of the city right now. I'm deep in the countryside. If you want, you can have a look outside my window at the farmland surrounding me. But yeah, today I am doing an episode that was actually a request from one of my viewers who was a beginner knitter and had watched one of my autumn plans videos where I talk about patterns that I would like to knit, and she felt like most of these patterns were too difficult for her. And she wondered if I would consider making an autumn inspirational video where I talk about beginner knitting patterns. And of course I jumped on the chance to take on this challenge. And it turned out to be quite a challenge because I wanted the patterns to be really cute and also appealing to people who are not beginners, while of course they also have to be really simple so that a beginner would not be frightened to take them on. And let's see how I've done. The first pattern in this round, I'm going to start with accessories and then work my way up to bigger pieces. The first one is the Classic by Soho. And this is a free pattern, which is a blessing if you're a beginner knitter and you don't really know if you're going to stick with this hobby, which you of course should, but I'm biased, so yes. And as the pattern suggests, this is a classic 1x1 rib beanie that is knit from the brim. And I have actually made one of these in white alpaca yarn that I've knit for my daughter, and if I have a picture I will put it here. I will of course also put a picture of the pattern from the designer's page. Yes. And yeah, and it is a very simple design. It also looks really nice. And the only techniques that you need to know to make this pattern, or need to learn, is knitting, purling, and knit two together. So it's as basic as they come. The hat comes in 5 sizes, from baby to large adult, and it has instructions for a solid color version, a thin striped version, and a wide striped version. So all of this is explained in the pattern. It's knit in the round and it uses only 100 grams of DK weight yarn for all but the largest size. It is knit on 3.25mm needles, or US 3. The next pattern is also a free pattern from Soho, and this is the Timeless Hat and Hand Warmers. I actually picked it mostly for the hand warmers. The hat is also nice, of course, but you already got a hat pattern. The only skills needed here is also knitting, purling, and knit two together. It is knit in a stockinette, an all-over stockinette with a decorative purl row around the edges of the hat and hand warmers. This pattern requires 2 to 3 50-gram skeins of fingering weight yarn for the whole set. So this also doesn't take a lot of yarn. And I know, I'm recommending a fingering weight pattern for a beginner, but if you only make the hand warmers, this is still going to be rather quick. And I mean, even if you are a beginner, I wouldn't want you to miss out on the experience of knitting with fingering weight yarn. This is my favorite yarn weight, so yes. I lost my train of thought. This pattern also comes in 5 sizes, from baby to large adult, and this is knit on 3mm needles, or US 2. The next pattern is less complicated than its name. at least if you don't speak French. It's called Shawl en mousse Evag. Sorry about that, all French people. Apparently it means foam and waves shawl. It is also a free pattern, and it's great for a beginner because it mostly uses garter stitch, so you only need to knit until you get to the very easy lace pattern. And then you're going to need to do a bit of purling, a KFB for the increases, knit front and back, and a knit two together for the decreases. This shawl is knit in a DK weight yarn on 4mm needles, or US 7. The next pattern is a garment, and it is called Vitra by Vitra Design. And this is a vest, and autumn is vest season, so I picked this one, which is a long one with a high split and a double folded collar. And this design is from the book 52 Weeks of Easy Knits, which is a Laine publishing book, and it's filled with patterns that are suitable for a beginner knitter or more experienced knitters who just wants to have something simple on their needles. And this design is knit from the bottom up, and you start by knitting it back and forth to create the split. And then you knit in the round up to the armhole, and then you divide and knit back and forth again until you get to the shoulders. And I think it's a 3-needle bind off, so that's also quite simple. It comes in 8 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 10 to 15 centimeters or 4 to 6 inches. It's knit holding 3 strands of yarn together, which can be a little bit fiddly if you're new to knitting, but at the same time it's 2 strands of Aran weight yarn and 1 strand of lace mohair, so it's going to be a really quick knit. And you're also knitting this on 9 and 10mm needles, which is US 13 and 15. So, I mean, those are really big. And it's also going to be very warm, if that's what you need. The next pattern is Wood Wardia by Lydia Gluck. And this is also a book. And this one is from Pom Pom Press. And this one is also great for a beginner knitter. It's called Ready Set Raglan, and it contains 8 patterns. All of them are raglan constructed. All of them are sweaters with a raglan construction, which is quite a simple construction for a sweater. And this design has instructions for a folded over turtleneck or a double folded neckband if you want a lower neck. And it has decorative raglan increases, so it has a little something extra. And you can choose between a closed hem or a split hem, and the short rows in the back are optional if you think that is too fiddly. It comes in 10 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 20 to 30 centimeters, so this is a very roomy design. That is 8 to 12 inches. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on 4 and 4.5mm needles, which is a US 6 and 7. The next pattern is also a sweater, and this is the starter sweater by Park Williams. And as the name suggests, this pattern was actually designed with a beginner knitter in mind. The sweater is a round yoke design, and it has bell sleeves and rolled hems, so you don't have to do anything extra when you come to the hems. The pattern includes video tutorials, and what else was I going to say? Yeah, it also uses a minimal amount of extra... what's happening with me today? I had my morning coffee, I should be fine. Yeah, it uses a minimal amount of supplies, was what I was going to say. Yes, it comes in 9 sizes, extra small to 5XL. And it has a recommended ease of -4, which is -10 centimeters, to +2 inches, which is 5 centimeters. It's knit in an Aran weight yarn on 5.5mm needles, which is a US 9. And I mean, I really like the look of this sweater. It's really cute. I mean, I feel I'm drawn to a nice bell sleeve, I have to say. And I also really like the rolled hems. It just gives, it just works well with the bell sleeve, I think. The next one is Turtle Dove by Espace Tricot. And I have actually made this one. It is an oversized turtleneck sweater. This is also a free pattern. I knit this in Drops Air, so it was very nice and fluffy. I really loved the sweater. Unfortunately, it was eaten by moths, so I had to throw it out. I don't even think I have a picture of it, but yeah. This is knit from the top down in one piece, and it has a split hem. Or you could actually choose between a rolled or a split hem. And I mean, if you make the split hem, there is a bit of back and forth knitting. So it's your choice. The neck and hem is knit in twisted rib, which is not very difficult. It comes in 5 sizes, XS to XL, and it has a recommended positive ease of 14 to 18 inches, which is 35.5 to 46 centimeters. So this is really big. And I probably knit, no, not probably, I know that I knit a smaller size than was recommended for my bust size, because that is just too much ease for me. It's knit in a blow yarn on 6 and 7mm needles. And here 6mm is a US 10. And apparently there is no equivalent for a 7mm needle. So I don't know what you're gonna do. Okay, the next one is called Kupla. And I did not want to make an autumn pattern roundup without a colorwork sweater. But the colorwork in this sweater is a lot easier than your standard stranded. That was difficult to say. Standard stranded colorwork. And it gives a bubble-like texture, and according to the designer, this is almost as simple as knitting stripes, which is good, because that is very simple. This sweater is also a design from 52 Weeks of Easy Knits. It has a drop shoulder construction, and it's knit from the bottom up in pieces. This is where I start to feel a bit uneasy, but I mean, just because you're a beginner doesn't mean you can't sew. I'm not a beginner and I'm horrible at sewing, so don't let this discourage you. It comes in 8 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 20 to 25 centimeters, which is 8 to 10 inches. It's knitted a DK weight yarn on 3 and 3.5mm needles, which is a US 3 and 4. And here you can use some of your leftovers for the stripes, so that is also good. The next one is a cardigan, because that's also a garment that is really nice to have in the autumn. And this is another pattern that was made with a beginner knitter in mind. It comes with a full video tutorial of the whole project. And you can also choose what to pay. You can either pay the full price, 50%, or get the pattern completely for free. The cardigan is a raglan construction, knit from the top down, and it's finished with double knitted edges. And double knitting is not difficult, it just takes a little bit of time. And it just looks really neat if you just dive into the process. Yes. It comes in 9 sizes, A to I, with a recommended positive ease of 15 centimeters, which is 6 inches. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on 4, 4.5 and 5.5mm needles. And that is a US 6, 7 and 9. And I have been really quick with this video. I only have 1 pattern left. And please let me know, if you are a beginner knitter, please let me know how you feel about these patterns. If anything is speaking to you, or if there's anything missing that you would like me to have put in here. Yes, the last one is Juttu by Isabel Kramer, and this This design is also from 52 Weeks of Easy Knits. I'm not sponsored, promise. It's just such a great book for a beginner, and it also has really nice looking modern patterns. So that's why I have 3 designs from this book. This is an open cardigan with an all-over texture pattern created with just knits, pearls and slipped stitches. And the open cardigan is also good for a beginner because you don't have to make a button band, which can be a little bit fiddly. So it's knit in one piece from the top down with no extra finishings at the end. It comes in 8 sizes with a recommended positive ease of 25.5 to 30.5 centimeters or 10 to 12 inches. So this is also quite oversized. It's knit in a worsted weight yarn on 3.75 and 4mm needles, which is a US 5 and 6. And that was all I had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll have a nice rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.